Thousands of games come to Kickstarter and other crowdfunding platforms every year, but how would these projects fare without knowledge of the designer, IP, or funding amount? In this segment, Anthony describes 5 ending soon projects, and Frances tells you whether she would pass.
I don't know that I'm sold on this.
Okay.
Just based on
Wow, that's another pass already.
Or play.
I think somebody wants to play this as well.
Someone else wants to play.
Hi, and welcome to Pass or Play. I'm your host, Anthony.
And I'm Frances.
And welcome to another week
Another
of
week in crowdfunding.
Guessing,
Guessing game.
action.
Yes.
So
Passing.
Passing or
And
playing.
playing.
Yep. So this week we have, I've selected another 6. So these are
Yeah.
really.
I think it started at 5 and now 6
Well,
seems
there's
to be.
just so many out there that I want to try to at least get a good sampling of what's out there. So, just full disclosure, this week I went out to Gamefound. I wanted to grab some games because we've been doing Kickstarter.
Right.
I wanted to grab some Gamefound samples for this week, but there's one game that's ending in like less than a day.
Okay.
The other game on there is Platformer, which we just
Right. I would know.
did
Definitely.
a playthrough. You'd pick that up in 3 seconds, so that's kind of pointless. So back to Kickstarter this week.
Okay.
There are some projects coming up
Okay.
within the next few weeks that I think will be
Absolutely.
definitely exciting. We want to include those from
Okay.
Gamefound. So,
Sounds good.
but for now, we'll have
Kickstarter it
to
is.
just stick to Kickstarter. So, all right. So, are you ready to begin?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
All right. As in normal fashion, I will be describing
Yes.
the games without giving away too much information. I'm not talking about designers. I'm not talking about publishers. Theme may slip in there,
Right.
but I'm not talking about components or anything like that.
Okay.
I will give you the general information, mechanics of the game,
Mm-hmm.
but I will also let you know if there's how the actual play rounds go and what the game's about.
Okay.
And once I'm
Sounds
done
good.
describing it, you've got to decide whether or not you're going to pass or play.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, let's begin. Game number 1. So, game number 1 is an engine building game.
Okay.
It plays 2 to 4 players.
Okay.
It has dice for workers.
Oh.
I knew that would catch your attention.
I'm listening.
So, basically, the way the game plays is you'll be buying pet cards from the offer. You'll be hiring dice workers. You'll roll your dice. You'll be resolving hazardous effects that are on the pet cards that will have, bad things happen always when you roll dice. You'll be able to add traits to your cards, and then at a certain point, you'll be able to breed these cards and sell the offspring. And depending on the characteristics, you'll earn more money.
This sounds like Crypto Kitties,
Kind of, but real.
but a board game.
But a board game. I guess you could say it sounds like Dungeon Pets-ish.
Right.
But this is more of a card and dice game,
This is interesting.
not
Okay.
a board game.
Okay.
So
that's it?
That's about it. It plays children
Okay.
and adults.
Okay.
So it's certainly on the lighter side.
Right. Right. It sounds that
It's
way.
definitely on the lighter side of theme as
But
well.
we're using dice. We're using our dice as workers to generate offspring from
to get, I guess,
pets that we've given different unique traits.
right. Correct. So you're more like a breeder, right?
Yeah.
Of pets, and you're trying to sell them off. But yes, Crypto Kitties is a pretty good comparison.
So we're not making real money.
No.
I didn't make any real money with Crypto Kitties either.
That is true.
Okay, so you know what? I don't know. I usually pass on these lighter ones because I'm like, oh, we would play that with the kids, but probably not together. And I'm feeling like this is probably in that vein too.
You think?
But I think I'll play this one actually.
You really
I think I
want to
would
play this one. So let me just give
I'm
you a little
gonna
bit more
hope-
information before you.
Well, I asked if that was it, and you
Well,
were like,
let me just say this.
Yes,
and,
that is it.
And by the way, all of these games are funded, so there's no worry
Okay.
about it. So
Yeah, as always.
that should not be a
Right.
consideration. Just assume it's funded, right? So
Okay.
it plays 11 plus, 2 to 4.
wait. Oh,
11 plus
11 years
age,
old, okay.
2 to 4, 30 to 60 minute play time.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So most of what I told you is pretty much
Yeah, that's not
the
super
gameplay
light.
base-
Yeah.
basics.
Right.
It's pretty light.
Okay.
It's pretty light, but I mean, it's got some advanced mechanics in it, but nothing really.
But nothing crazy.
Like Dice for Workers, I guess you could say that's more than worker placement, right?
Right, yeah.
Because there's a luck mechanic in there.
Well, is there any way to mitigate your dice rolls, though? I would assume there is.
I'm guessing.
much.
I haven't really delved that deep into it, but I'm sure there is with any dice roll.
With any good one.
Any good
Yeah.
dice roll, you typically
Yeah.
have mitigants.
I'm still going to say I'm going to play
See,
this one.
you're gonna play
I'm in the
it?
mood. Yeah, I'll play it.
Okay. Let me mark that down
I'll play
as a
today.
play for game number 1.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to game number 2.
Okay.
Game number 2 is described as a fast and strategic card game that plays 2 to 6 players
What did you say?
in 30 minutes.
Wait, 2 to 6 in 30 minutes?
Yes.
It doesn't matter how many players you have? It's always
It
going to play
doesn't
in
really
30 minutes?
distinguish that, no. So the way the game plays is you will draw and remember cards, and the goal is to be the last one with the lowest score. So how it goes is you're going to have 4 cards in front of you, face down, every player, in a square, like a cube, 4
Okay,
cards, boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom. The 2 cards in front of you, you're going to look at and remember.
Is this this is a memory game?
Not completely, but that's
Sounds
a
like it's a
huge
memory game.
part of it.
Yeah.
So check out and remember those 2 closest cards, and then on your turn you're going to draw from the discard pile or the deck, and you'll be able to swap with one of the 2 cards or discard it as well. When someone discards a card with the matching number of something you have in yours, you need to quickly get ready to act to dump your card that matches that number.
Okay. Is there more to this?
The cards are all foods.
I'm going to pass on
Wow, that was a very quick
this. Yeah,
pass.
I'm not interested. Just not for me.
Not
I
for
think.
you.
I'm not like,
Not
oh,
having
I
it.
need to play that game.
Okay. Very good. Let's move on to
well,
game
this
number
is
3.
Very quick, okay.
Yeah, we're moving right along here. This next one is a tactical card game.
Okay.
It is a 2 to 4 player,
Right.
30-minute game.
Okay.
In the game, you'll be drafting from a pool of heroes and monsters, right? And you will place them in an array in front of you,
Okay.
like a long line, right?
I know what a
As
raid is.
if you didn't know what an array was, it's a line in front of you.
Okay.
And then in that array, you're going to pick a point to slice it into 2.
Okay.
Right? And then the left side of the array is going to represent your kingdom. The right side of the array is going to represent monsters,
Okay.
right? And then you're going to use the hero cards, because the deck is made up of hero and monster cards. You're going to use the hero cards to defeat the monster cards that are in the kingdom,
Okay.
right? Cards have all sorts of, every card has a different ability, action. You're going to try to create combos to obviously defeat more monsters, earn
Okay.
more points, win the game. So that is the summary. Any questions about that?
How many does this play? Did you
It plays
say that?
1 to 4 players.
Okay.
Ages 10 plus
Right.
in 30 minutes. It also has a solo mode.
Well, yeah, if it plays one
Yes,
player.
that's
I
typically
guess so. I don't know.
solo.
I just feel like I don't have enough information about this to know.
What more do you need to know?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to pass on this.
Wow.
But I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I'm not sold on, like, how we're going about defeating.
So you're not sold on the innovating cutting mechanism, or the fun of
What?
combos, or your ability to improvise or test your planning skills?
You're
It's
really
confidence
selling
versus uncertainty.
it. That's
Easy to learn,
the game.
challenging to win.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I like this, like, innovative slicing mechanic
You like to chop?
with the chop.
Okay.
But it also reminds me of a magician.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like, pick your card, any card, like, slice. And I
Right.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know how.
So
I don't know what the
the monster
strategy is.
cards have different colors that are required to kill them, like certain hero types.
Okay.
You want to make sure you have those hero types in your display
Right.
for that. And you're going to use the powers on your cards to kind of manipulate where the cards are in your array once you slice it.
Okay, so once you slice it,
because
you
want to
flip them over?
no, they're going to slide.
They're face up?
Yeah, they're all face up.
Oh, they're face up when
Yeah,
you slice.
so
I thought they were like face down.
No,
and you
then
have
this
to
is
like
a complete guess. No. You're
like, okay, that's
strategically
what I've
cutting
got.
this stack.
Okay.
So that you can separate the two sides.
Okay.
In a way that you can manipulate the placement of your cards to be on the right side with the right monsters.
Oh, I see.
Right? Because each monster, like I said, has certain text abilities. They have certain types of heroes
so
that are required to kill them.
the thing is like, oh, I need this card and it's over there, but I kind of want that card over there. So like, where do I draw the line?
Where do you draw the line?
Literally.
Where do you draw the line? That's always the biggest question.
Right?
Where does one draw the line?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I'm sold on this. Just
Okay.
based on
Wow, that's
description alone.
another
I'm gonna
pass already, and I gave you
Sorry.
so much information.
You did.
On this
You gave
one.
me good information. That was good.
All right, so for a recap, that was a pass,
No, that
a
was a
play, followed by two passes.
Pass and a pass, yeah.
Okay, so we are moving on to game number 4.
I hope the last 3 are more interesting.
Well, I have to say that the selection this week was a little thin. These were very light games. There's not much you can
Right.
talk about with a
I
light
know,
game because
yeah.
it's X, Y, and Z, and that's the end of it.
That's true.
So
Okay.
this one is a card game.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is you're going to take 5 cards from 4 different decks. And each deck represents, if you were to take the profile of a dinosaur and slice it into 4 pieces, right?
Wait, you lost me.
So if you took a picture of a dinosaur and you
Right.
sliced it into 4 pieces,
Okay.
you'd have the
So,
head
like,
section,
the neck,
front,
the body, and like the tail
the
or
mid,
something
the
like
rear, the front, the rear, and the tail.
that. Okay.
So you've got 4 decks that represent those
Okay.
parts. You draw 5 cards from those 4 decks, and you're
Okay.
going to assemble a dinosaur in front of you, because each card is that part of a dinosaur. So it's going to be a kind of weird-looking dinosaur, right?
Okay.
So you're going to create that dinosaur using the cards, and then you're going to be able to modify your dinosaur with other people's dinosaurs by moving parts into theirs and vice versa. If somebody tries to change a piece of your dino, you can counterattack with
So
other
somebody
things.
can just like come and steal my dinosaur's
Your
like
parts.
stomach.
Well, they replace it with theirs, right? Because they need your stomach. So
But you can like counterattack.
not everybody can have your stomach.
That's true. So
And you could counterattack. I guess there are certain cards that have abilities on them to do that.
but like, okay, but thematically, I guess I'm struggling with like, is it really an attack or like, what are you, an archaeologist or something? And
I
it's
don't
like,
think the theme really goes that deep on that. It's just a matter of you're building a dinosaur. And then after you build this dinosaur, you're going to feed the dinosaur. And depending on whether or not the head is of a carnivore
this is making me laugh.
or the head of a herbivore, that's the type of food you're going to feed the dinosaur, right? So you're going to feed the
Does it have
dinosaur.
other attributes based on its other body parts? Like if it has wings, is it like a flying dinosaur?
I haven't seen ones with wings. They're mainly just regular land dinosaurs. What's going to happen is you're going to feed your dinosaurs, and they'll allow you to collect. They call them period cards, which is like 5 million years, right? So that's the period
Okay.
that it lived for. And those cards, after you resolve everything, will go upside down into your timeline. So you're trying to build a timeline of your dinosaur history and all the dinosaurs you've created.
Okay.
And that is going to be like your victory point
Right.
track, is how long your timeline is. That's how many points it's
Yeah.
worth. There's fighting stats in there, so they're going to fight for food. So the strongest survive, that type of thing. So it has like a
So
little,
they're gonna fight other dinosaurs?
I
Like
guess
other
so.
people's
Competing for
created
food, yeah. So based
dinosaurs?
on the strength of your dinosaur and what type of food you're going for, there's some competitiveness there.
It's like evolution.
It sounds a lot like evolution, but for dinosaurs.
And also with different parts.
Different parts. So that's about it. What do you think? Let me just look at the page
See
and
if
make
there's
sure
anything
there's
else you need
nothing
to
else
tell
I
me.
really need to
So
tell
can
you.
you tell me like the main stats? So we're looking at.
Okay,
did you
so-
say 10 plus or?
Well, each card is also going to have an attack value and a shield value.
Okay.
And those are going to have points, and then they're going to like add up.
Okay.
So then like this dinosaur picks at the tip of the tail.
Okay.
So they're all going to have different like strengths, right?
Right.
This dinosaur's tail is used as a whip, so it has 1 extra damage. It does, like.
Right.
And then it actually has a couple letters on each card that create a word that is the name of your species, right? Like imagine like diplodocus.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So
right.
you would create
Yeah.
the name of your dinosaur
That's
on the
cute.
cards, which
That's
is pretty neat, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Yeah, that's really it. It's a light game.
I don't know. It's hard because I feel like there's a lot of these like dinosaur games that I want to like, but I probably would prefer to play the one from last week that was like a museum.
But that was like a puzzle game, right?
That's
where
like
you
an
actually
actual
literally
puzzle.
put puzzles, pieces down
Pieces together to make a
to
dinosaur.
create a dinosaur, which to me was just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't sold.
I don't know. I'm not super like enthusiastic
You're
about
passing on
this.
everything today.
I'm just not. I have to be honest with you.
So we're looking at 4 games on Kickstarter, and only one were you lukewarm on, actually.
Yeah, I was actually lukewarm on the first, but I said I played anyway.
Well, let's hope that one of the
Because
last...
I'm hoping the art's good and I like pets.
Well, we'll see about
What kind of face is that?
We'll see about that, but maybe there's some hope in the last 2 games.
I'm holding on to hope.
So I'm going to confirm this is a pass on...
It's a
on this
pass.
game?
It's a pass. It has to be a pass because I have to stay consistent. I can't
Okay,
let this
so we've got a play
just because,
and 3 passes.
This isn't a relativity thing. This is about what would I play.
Yeah, and if you're not going to play, you're not going to play
Yeah.
it. So that makes sense. All right, let's move on to number 5. So this game is of medium weight,
Okay.
plays 2 to 5 players. There are 2 different maps, one desert and one forest. You will be able to choose unique characters with different abilities for your play. And the board is made up of hex tiles called pitches. Right?
Called.
Pitches, like we're back pitches.
Oh. Okay. Why are they called pitches?
Because it's a term for this type of event that the game is based on.
Is this a baseball game?
It's not, I'm sorry. So characters will climb the pitches,
Oh, okay.
right? They will
Yeah.
use skill and gear cards that they've collected. And then after climbing, you're going to draw a climbing card to see what happens on your route, your climb.
Okay.
So it's a game about climbing.
Right.
You're going to climb up your pitches. And your pitches are, I'm assuming, what you would nail into the
Right,
rocks, right?
yeah,
And you
yeah, yeah.
create
So you're
these,
climbing.
these
Right.
anchors, right? And then
Okay.
you're climbing up these rock faces.
Okay.
You're drawing like an event card to say, okay, during your thing, this is what happened, and it's going to require you to
And
manipulate
this is
certain
tile.
things.
I'm sorry. Is it tile laying? Because you said there's like hexes, but
I think the board is made up of hex tiles
okay.
called
laying tiles?
pitches. Well, they're
On them, or-
hexagons,
There's
right?
just hexagons on
Yeah.
the board.
Let me just see. They're so that it's different every time you play. You know, you lay out the hexes.
Oh, I
So
said
that the
probably like
route's
big
always
hexes.
it's big, yeah, they're
Okay,
big. So
ones,
the route's always going to be different, right?
Okay.
As you
Right.
ascend.
Okay.
So you're going to create your route
Okay.
up these things, and you're going to score based on that route. But as you draw your route card, it's going to mess you up a little bit. Maybe weak footing or what like that happens, and then all of a sudden you have to like alter your route a little bit.
Right. Okay.
And make sure you have enough gear and skill to do that.
Okay.
Right. Let me go back to my notes.
Okay.
After climbing, you draw a climbing card that would happen. Plan your route to achieve objectives. So you're going to have objective cards. And the game ends when you use up all of your ropes. You're given an amount of rope.
When you're at the end of your rope.
When you're at the end of your rope, the game's over.
Okay. Is there like a plateau at the end or
Well, it's probably the peak, because that's usually what happens
like peak?
when you get to the top, right?
Yeah.
So it's engine building, resource management, route building, set matching, and on a modular board.
I'll put down a play for this.
Really?
I'll play this one.
Okay.
I'll play
Wow.
this. Only because I think that it sounds like something that we could play quickly. I didn't ask.
I think somebody wants to play this as well.
Someone else wants to play.
Okay. So
She's like all up on you right
yeah,
now.
that's cool. That's cool.
What's the playtime on this?
The playtime is 2 to 5 players and 45 to 90 minutes.
Okay. Wow, 45 to 90 minutes.
Yeah,
really?
ages 14 plus. So this is
Okay.
definitely a little more
Yeah,
advanced.
I would definitely play this one. I think, just because I like the resource management aspect.
Okay.
I like the fact that it's modular, so maybe that you get a little bit of a different experience every time. My expectations are a little high for
Well,
this one.
we'll
so
see if it satisfies that.
We'll see.
All right, so that is game
That'll
number
be a play.
5.
I'll play
That
that
is your
one.
second
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
And now we're ready for game number 6.
Oh my goodness.
Ready for game 6?
I'm ready.
Okay, so let's
Ready
close
as
this
I will
out.
be. Ever will be.
All right, so this is a game for 2 to 4 players.
Okay.
It is a strategy board game that plays in 40 to 60 minutes.
Okay.
In this game, you'll be planting and growing seeds. You'll have spirit animals that will help you move and grow more seeds. You're going to spend your resources to grow trees, and these grown trees will spread more seeds for you as well. Obviously, area control, right? You will grow trees by performing a series of rituals to like the spirits of the forest. And then once enough rituals are performed, the
Collectively?
game ends, yes.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
game end condition.
Right.
So it sounds like it's got a little bit of forest building,
Okay.
like
A la
photosynthesis.
photosynthesis. But are they real? Photosynthesis had like real trees?
I can't explain
You can't tell-
what
you
that
can't
looks
say
like because
that.
that,
That'll give it away.
may or may not
Okay.
influence your decision here.
It probably, it'll definitely influence my decision.
Well,
'cause-
we're just talking about a game where you're going to plant seeds and grow trees in area control, and you're going to have
Yeah.
spirits of the forest. You're able to
and
travel
it
to
does.
faraway
It plays
corners.
2.
It what?
It plays 2 to 4. You said.
Yeah, 2 to 4, 60 minutes, 14 plus. Yeah, so you're growing trees and you're spreading.
I would play this one.
You would.
I
Wow.
would because I love to plant seeds.
Love to plant seeds. Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay, so this is the
I
play.
don't like the whole seed when the seed grows into a seedling
Yeah.
until like planting it in the ground. But I can do seeds and I can do ground plants.
Full grown ground plants.
So I think I would play this one.
So that wraps it up. We've got 3 passes
I feel like that was really quick.
and 3 plays.
Yeah, that was, not bad considering everything was a little.
Right, but now we have to do the recap.
Yeah, let's do the recap.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what these were. What did I pass on?
Okay. On to the recap.
Okay.
Okay, on to the recap.
The recap.
So game number 1,
yes.
you chose as a pass.
I chose this.
Oh, it was a play. So this is the engine building game for 2 to 4 players.
Okay.
So the name of the game is Alien Pet Shop.
Okay.
So you are buying pet cards.
Can I see what the art looks like?
Yeah, so you're buying pet cards, and you are getting dice, you're rolling dice.
Maddie would like this one.
Yeah, so this is definitely a kid's game, right? You're going to have hazards,
Yeah.
things are going to
Oh,
happen.
yeah, it has like DNA.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
breed them, you sell
Right,
them, you
right.
make points for how good of a mix you've got,
Okay.
right? So not a bad looking game.
Not a bit. It's not
at
bad.
all.
Yeah,
At all.
it looks cute. I think that
So-
I think the kids specifically, I think Maddie would like that one.
Yeah, I think that was a good choice. I would definitely try this one
Yeah.
out for kids. All right. The next game, game number 2, you passed on this one.
Yeah.
This was the cool card game. It's called.
It's called what?
It's referred to as the cool card game because the name of the
Sounds
game
like-
is King Fridge, and everybody's a refrigerator.
So is it what? Wait, what?
And you're dumping food cards.
What? Can I see this one?
Yeah.
What?
So, yeah.
King Fridge? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree with you on this one.
You agree with me that it's a pass?
That it's a pass for me.
Okay.
It just didn't. Any game where you're bringing memory in.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is it's like, and sometimes it can be done in a way that's like built into the rest of the strategy
Mm-hmm.
or something, and it's like, I have to remember that chip is over there. But yeah,
Yeah.
if it's like a central to the game.
This is
type
central
of
to the game. Yeah,
thing,
it's more of a big group game where you're kind of like
right. And we don't
you're
play a lot of
laughing
this.
and you're like throwing cards out there.
Hilarities
Yeah,
ensue.
hilarity ensues. We're not funny people. So
not
any game
like
that
me.
brings fun like that, we're like,
Yeah.
nah, not serious enough.
So
for
maybe
these
you're
two.
a fun enough person that you want to be a fridge and play this game. So.
Maybe, but you don't clearly.
don't,
So you're a pass. All right. So the next game, is this the one you decided to pass or play
I
on?
think I passed on this one
Where you
too.
explored the dungeons and split your array?
Yeah, I passed on the array splitting. What is
So this game is called Dungeon and Kingdom.
It's very original
It's a
based on
very
the description.
Basic name.
But you have your dungeon and your kingdom.
When you
right?
cut
Or
it,
is
yeah,
that-
you
Kingdom and
cut
dungeon?
you cut the deck, you cut your array. You've got Dungeon and Kingdom. I thought
Okay.
the art was kind of charming though.
Oh, the art is so cute.
Yeah, like, this
Yeah,
is-
see, and here's the
This
deal,
is
right?
exactly why we do this.
And this is so funny. This is why we do this because Like the gameplay itself, honestly, is kind of like, meh, I don't know. I mean, I haven't played it, so I don't know. But it just doesn't, like there was just, I needed something a little bit more to push me. And with the art, I think that at least it's something that like you want to look at.
So I guarantee if you had read this campaign on your own, looked at the art.
And seen the art. Like look at that guy with his
like they're all really charming and the art's really cute. And it's well done. Like this is good art.
But it also, I think it probably also demonstrates how important like graphic design and art can be, because you could have a game that I think, you know, alternatively could be really good or good based on the description, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking at the art going, do I want to look at that for 30 minutes or an hour?
Or 2.5 hours or 3 hours.
Yeah.
A la, what is that one?
Food Chain Magnet.
Food Chain, it's exactly what I was thinking. She knows that.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look at graph paper for the next 2.5 hours.
Just like, what is this, my job?
Yeah, like this is terrible.
But yeah, no, I think that it says a lot. That's why I'm really enjoying doing this segment.
Yeah.
Because it's revealing a lot of these things.
So just the art alone may have been enough to sway you to play
I would
this
say,
one.
yeah.
Wow.
I think it would have been enough
Interesting.
to sway me
All right.
play. Yeah.
We are on to game number 4. So game number 4 you passed on. This is the dinosaur game.
Oh, the building a dinosaur.
Yeah, so the dinosaur game is called Dinodocus.
Dinodocus.
And here's some, and we're going to put this up on screen so that you guys can all enjoy. But
That's kind of goofy.
yeah, it's got its own charms, but
I think that, I mean, if you're into, maybe if you're into dinosaurs and stuff.
and you're into like again one of these 3 or 4 people at a table.
Yeah.
Going at, who like to
Going
manipulate
at
each other's cards.
Like, that would be our thing, is like, I'm not really like motivated to go take your dinosaur tail, you know what I mean? And I don't really
Yeah, we
want
would
you
just
to take
build our own
mine,
dinosaurs.
Like, we would just build our own dinosaurs.
It would be the most boring game ever.
Yeah. So, but I guess if you're in a bigger group, then that might be a good one.
And it's a very low price point. So if it's $15. Like if this is something that you're like, you know what, this will burn 40 minutes.
Right.
You know,
or I think it's 7+ is the age.
Yeah, like you could have a bunch of
totally
kids.
Pull this out for your kids.
Yeah, so this could definitely fit that.
Okay.
If you're looking for something like that. All right, the next game.
one.
So this is the climbing game.
Oh, climbing game.
Climbing game.
I'm actually kind of interested in this.
Is called First Ascent. And it is literally a rock climbing game.
Okay.
So here's the board with the hexes.
Yes. Oh, and it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's got
oh
really
my God, it's
good
so
art.
pretty.
Right? Like these are your climbers. You've got skill cards. You got
Crab
gear cards.
Mama, the Bionic Woman. Oh, this is so cool.
I thought this had some really cool looking art.
Yeah.
Definitely a really nice, charming game.
Oh, I see how you do the routes.
Yeah,
We'll
with
put that
your
up
ropes.
too, so you can see. So they're actual. Are they flexible ropes? You're putting on there?
I don't know. That's a good question. You know what? I say go check it out and find out, because this is one that you wanted to play.
That looks really cool. When does this one end?
Oh, these are all within 6 to 7 days.
Right?
6 to 7 days. All these campaigns are 6 to 7 day mark.
Again, look at. I mean, I said I would play this one.
Yeah.
Based on the description, but seeing the art and the design and how it's put together, it looks really clean.
It's funded, but not as high as I thought it would be.
Really?
It's at 47,000. You know what I mean? Like I thought it would get more backers than that, because it just looks really good.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that looks really good.
So
Cool.
that's First Ascent.
Yeah, I would do that.
You're happy with that choice?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Now the final game.
Why are you laughing?
So this is a game about growing trees and planting seeds.
Oh, and I said I would do this one, right?
You did. You said you would play this one
I have
as
a feeling
well.
I might know what this one is.
This is actually the most successful of the games on this Kickstarter
Oh, is it?
list.
Okay.
Yeah, from an earnings perspective,
Right,
they're over
right.
300,000
Okay.
on funding, and the name of the game is called The Forests of Pangaea.
Oh, yes. Okay. I thought that's what this was.
So this has little wooden trees.
Yeah, right.
That I think are really, really cool looking.
Right. What is that?
That
It's
is
got
your
like
spirit animal.
Oh, I was like, that moose has too many horns.
Yeah, no, he's not a real moose. No. So you are building these little wooden trees and putting cubes out and growing your forest, and it definitely looks similar to photosynthesis.
Right, but not in the sun casting a shadow on other people's stuff kind of way, because that was very Take Thatty.
Wow,
actually.
that was
like,
sure Take Thatty.
It was a cute game, but whoa,
Talk about
like
throw shade on people. Like you could literally throw shade on somebody's trees and they just don't care.
that's exactly.
I would just put
what the
that big
game-
old tree right in front of the sun,
I know.
knowing that the sun's coming around in 2 rounds.
I know, yeah.
And you were like done.
Because that was part of the strategy.
It
It was like
was.
you had to plan your like I don't want to say attack, but like
Well,
you
you're
had to plan
planting, yeah.
screwing this other person up instead of planning to just make a nice forest.
Yeah, that was a rough
So
game.
this one seems like it's more, it is area control, but it seems like it's more maybe about.
It's more about
the
resource
area control and
gathering and being
resourcing
able to
and stuff?
spread your trees.
Excellent, yeah.
So
I would, definitely would play this. I'm happy about that.
yeah, it's
that
a
I
really,
said
really
I would do
pretty
that.
game, for sure. So this is one has a week
Cool.
as well. So that's the Forests of Pangaea.
Well, I want to do Forests of Pangaea or Pangea or whatever.
What's that?
And then I also want to do First Ascent
First
at the same time, because I want to like go to the forest and
then
also
climb the mountain.
Climb the mountains.
No, that works. We could probably do that.
Okay, well, if we back them, we could.
If we did, that is true. So you all have 1 week
Yeah.
from airing of this episode to go out, check out these campaigns. All the links are not going to be listed below because that would give all the answers
Yes,
away.
we're not giving you any answers.
Like I said, you're going to have to go seek these out on your own. We've given you the names of the games and all the tools you need,
Yes.
aside from the actual links. You can Google this. It works. Go out there, check out the campaign. If you like any of these games, go ahead and back them and see whether or not you will pass or play. In the comments below, make sure you tell us how many of these you got right
Yes.
before
and
you cheated and went to the end.
Yeah, exactly. Which some of you are very good at admitting you were cheating. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that is true.
But and also let us know what you think. Are these games that you're planning on backing? Did this help you discover anything new? We always like to know that too. This was all new discovery for me. So
Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, and a few on here, I really had never even heard of. So,
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, hopefully this is helpful.
All right, so join us next week as we do another episode of Pass or Play. We hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next time.
We'll see ya.